Hi teacher, our presentation is about the Muiscas, and the Muiscas are indigenous people and culture of the Altiplano Boyacense, Colombia. It's a Bogota, and that formed the Muiscas Confederation before the Spanish conquest. The Muisca civilization flourished in ancient Colombia between 600 and 1600 CE. Their ceremonies involve large numbers of participants and include singing, incense burning, and music from trumpets, drums, rattles, bells, and ocarinas. The communities were also likely to be dry, and there was even a movement of skill craftsmen, especially goldsmiths between Muisca series. They have gained a lasting fame as the region of the El Dorado legend.
Hello, I talk about the art of the Muiscas. They use art like a symbolism of religiosity and an aesthetic expression, which can be done through the gold obtained from the Magdalena River. This gold was worked together with copper to obtain a tan color. Another item they used was ceramic. The great pottery workshops were in the territories of Tocancipá, Gachancipá, Cogua, Guatavita, Huasca, and Raquira. These clays offered then an excellent raw material. Their products were for domestic use, offering to the gods or commercial exchange. And finally, they had textile products that were Muiscas textile. Evidence they come from caves in the moors and perhaps from sanctuaries. From the chronicles, we know that the blankets were precious, present as a gift at the celebration. They used them red as a sign of mourning, and the countries of Tunja, very rich and decorated mummies, were wrapped in the cotton fabrics.
Their diet foods consisted of many endemic flora and fauna of Colombia. Main product of the Muisca was maize in various forms. The advantage of maize was that it could be grown in the various climatic zones the Muisca territories experienced. It was the basis for their diet and a colored drink, shisha, made from fermented maize and sugar.
Now I talk about the customs of the Muiscas have. Encompass various cultural and sociological characteristics that can be divided into gastronomy, commerce, manufacturing, and clothing, or social and religious elements. For the they cultivated various vegetables and legumes, but their main food was the cob, which they ate in tortillas, chicha, or arepa. They also resorted to hunting and fishing to have a better diet since they took care of this. For the clothing of the women, they cultivate cotton to make robes that were used in some cults or rites. These robes were bathed in colored dyes that were of plant origin. They use the rods for dance, celebrating something for their was special in that moment. And now I talk about the religious. So I adore nature. They adore the sun, moon, water, or rainbows. Were considered deities. His main god was called Chimininchagua, The Muiscas believed him creator of the entire universe and owner of light. Now I'm talking about the Muisca language, or in colonial time, Chibcha. Is an extinct language belonging to the Magdalena subgroup of the Chibchense linguistic family that was spoken in the current territory of the Cundiboyacense Highlands. Due to the large number of its speakers, in 1580 it was declared a general language of the new Kingdom of Granada. Now I'm talking about the social organization. They had a very well defined hierarchy divided into several strata. First, priests. Second, Quechuas. The Quechuas are warriors. Third, nobles. Fourth, merchants and artisans. Fifth, miners. And sixth, slaves. They used to be prisoners of war. And for the most powerful male members of the tribe acquired the right of polygamy, although they had a wife principal called Gui Chiti.
El Dorado legend. The legend concerns the nomination of a new cacique, or Indian chief, associated to the Lord of Guatavita, and the famous El Dorado ceremony. According to what chronicles tell us, when the Muisca cacique passed away, his nephew was acknowledged as the new chief by his people during a ceremony that included selling on a raft and offering gold pieces and emerald that were thrown into the lake. Before taking on his duties, the young chief was shoved in a cave. On the day of the ceremony, 4 bracelets were placed on the edge of the lake. An Indian incense called smoke, resins, and other perfumes were burned in the bracelets for the smoke to hide the light of day. Simultaneously, priests undressed the chief and anointed him with a viscous mixture of soil and gold powder. Then the cacique will get on the raft with large amounts of gold and emerald at his feet. Other chiefs, decked with feathers, crown, armlets, pendants, and urine and carrying their offerings, sat on the raft. As soon as the raft left the edge, a music of whistles, trumpets, flutes, and song would play until the raft reached the center of the lake. Immediately, a flag was raised as a sign of silence. The chief would throw himself into the water with the his offering. The raft would then return to the edge for the party in honor of the new heir who was now recognized as chief and princess.